This story is brought to you by Tiger Tales in association with Power Rangers Universe 19. Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales, a place where you'll find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by your host, me, Tai Tiger. Today we're back with Power Rangers Universe 19, a podcast where you'll find Power Rangers and Kamen Rider stories all delved into one universe, written and read to you by Cosplay Dude 637. I have a few stories in that universe, this one being Kamen Rider Kiva. This is my adaptation. Be warned, it is an adaptation, so this isn't exactly like the original Kamen Rider Kiva. This is about Shinzo, Kamen Rider Kiva himself, a half vampire, half human, and with the help of Princess Penny, his job is to hunt down all the vampires and send them back home. He lives in Blessington, the home of Power Rangers Cyberforce, and we're going to continue his story with Kamen Rider Kiva, Chapter 2, First Week of School. Shinzo walked into the school building and found his first classroom. He sat down and stared out the window, already bored. Komori was in his bag and he started shifting as he was uncomfortable. "Can you pack it in?" Shinzo snapped as he placed the bag on the floor. The tutor walked in and started the class. Shinzo's day hazily dragged through as he went to the first few of his classes. Then the bell rang for lunch. The hallways and dining hall filled with school kids, and Shinzo walked outside to sit at one of the wooden tables and eat his lunch there. Komori kept on shifting in his bag. Shinzo opened his bag and looked in. "Can you stop? You've been doing that all morning," Shinzo barked. "It's uncomfortable down here," Komori muttered. "Well, I don't want you coming to school anyway," Shinzo snapped. Then Penny walked up to him and sat on the opposing side of the table. "What's wrong with you? You like art class, don't you?" Shinzo asked as he looked at her distraught face. "We have a slight problem," Penny sighed. What's wrong now?" Shinzo asked, concerned. An hour ago, Penny had walked into art class and placed her bag beside her stool. She pulled out her art supplies and watched a group of girls as they were talking to the art teacher. She overheard the girls talking about him. He was a substitute teacher, as the actual art teacher was off sick for the week. The teacher was tall and slim with a black ponytail and glasses. He smiled at the three girls, a long, creepy grin. The girls all laughed at whatever he just said. In a flirtation, cheeky chuckle, the girls then walked away and found their seats. Then Penny saw it, the red and black aura that surrounded the substitute teacher. "Damn it," Penny muttered to herself. Shinzo sighed as Penny looked at him with raised eyebrows. "Did he click onto who you were?" Shinzo asked. "No, I didn't really talk to him." "I don't think they can sense or smell us," Penny replied. I'm gonna have to handle this, aren't I?" Shinzo muttered. "Not now. The school's packed with kids and teachers. Plus, what if the Rangers are here? We don't want to meddle with the Rangers, you know this," Penny explained. "True. I'll come back later tonight. I'll search his other classroom. The substitute teacher's been here for the last 2 days. I'm sure he's left something around," Shinzo replied. "I can't believe my first substitute teacher's a fangire. And I like art class too," Penny sighed. Shinzo chuckled and smiled at the princess. The day rolled on. Finally, the school day ended and Penny and Shinzo walked home, with Komori flying overhead, to stretch his wings. They got home and spoke to Sean about the fangire pretending to be the substitute teacher. "I think you need to sort this out quick," Sean said to Penny, after Penny explained. "Yeah, we will. Just wait until midnight. I'll go scope out the school," Shinzo told him. "Good plan. You might find an address or something. I'll wait here with the princess," Sean replied. "You make it sound like I'm a kid," Penny whined. "My apologies," Sean said with a slight bow. Shinzo chuckled. The evening dragged on and finally midnight dawned upon Blessington. Shinzo and Komori left the house and headed back to the school. They got to the school building and only the janitor's cupboard light was on. Shinzo jumped up to the roof and pried open the window and climbed in. "Nice going," Komori muttered. "Thanks," Shinzo whispered. He walked down the hallway and found the art class. He opened the door and walked in. He searched the teacher's desk, but could only find things to do with the actual art teacher. He found schoolwork and graded papers. He found nothing about the substitute teacher, and this did not help his investigation. Shinzo sighed and slammed the drawer closed. He then walked out of the classroom and turned to see the substitute teacher stood there glaring at him. "So it's true," Kiva's here to send us home, the teacher growled. Yeah, sucks, I know, Shinzo said sarcastically. I'm going to assume you're the reasons why Tomki disappeared, the teacher growled. Oh, you mean the monkey fangar? Yeah, he was easy, Shinzo grinned. How dare you mock us? We are more powerful than these humans. We should be ruling them. Or eating them, the teacher barked back. So those girls. Let me guess, you've been draining them slowly, haven't you? Shinzo asked. Yes. I found an easy way of feeding on people without killing them, the teacher grinned. They are teenagers. It'll kill them eventually, Shinzo barked. You gonna fight me, Kiva? The teacher asked. Komori, who had been quiet so far, floated up to Shinzo's level. Let's do this, he chirped. Yeah, you bet, Shinzo nodded. Shinzo grabbed Komori with his right hand. Bite! Komori yelled out, and then Komori was brought to Shinzo's left hand, and Komori sunk his teeth into Shinzo's skin. Black veins rippled up his arm and across his face. Suddenly, magic chains formed around his waist, and formed into a red and gold henshin belt. The belt was all red, and had a metal rod above the waistline. Shinzo held out Komori. Henshin! Shinzo called out, and placed Komori up to the rod of the belt. With his little claws, he latched on, and then Shinzo placed Komori onto the belt, clipped him in upside down. Suddenly, metal liquid formed around Shinzo. And then, with a shatter of glass, the liquid formed into his rider suit, forming Kamen Rider Kiva. Kamen Rider Kiva dropped into his fighting stance. Then the teacher removed his glasses, and his human form shifted into the white tiger fangire. He was bulky, with a stained glass pattern all over his body. He wore ankle-length fur coat, which resembled the white tiger fur. His shoulder pads were silver, with white tiger heads on them. He had claws that hung over his knuckles. His shins and forearms were black armoured, and his head resembled a white tiger, with his mouth wide open and his face inside the mouth. He had a sheathed katana linked to his belt. You can call me Tiger, the white tiger fangire growled. Let's dance, Kiva barked. Kiva ran at Tiger, throwing his fist, but Tiger blocked the attack with his arm. Then he jabbed him in the shoulder, making Kiva stumble backwards. Then Kiva jumped up and side-kicked Tiger, but he caught Kiva's ankle, and with little to no strength, he swung Kiva against the wall, making the windows and glass crack. Kiva landed on the floor. He climbed to his feet, but Tiger shifted in front of him and punched Kiva in the chest, sending him through the glass. Kiva fell and landed on the gravel 2 stories down. Tiger walked off the ledge and landed next to Kiva. He climbed to his feet, then he side-kicked Tiger, but the fangire slapped Kiva's foot away. Kiva then triple-kicked Tiger, and he blocked 2 of them, but the third one caught him in the side. Tiger pushed Kiva back. Kiva then threw several more punches. Tiger, with one hand, blocked each attack, and then he grabbed Kiva's wrist and pulled him in closer. He held Kiva's arm, and under his arm he used his body weight to push Kiva's shoulder. Then he stomped on the back of Kiva's legs, knocking him on his knees. Then Tiger let go of Kiva, spun around, and side-kicked Kiva in the head, knocking him back, grinding into the gravel. Kiva jumped to his feet. This isn't working, Kiva barked. Then Tiger drew his katana and held the tip of the blade pointing at Kiva. Kiva ran at Tiger, but Tiger swung his katana, cutting Kiva down. Kiva dropped to the ground. Tiger used his foot to push Kiva onto his back and placed the tip of the katana on Kiva's neck. Do not get in our way. Let us live here, or we can retaliate, Tiger growled. Then Tiger walked away, sheathing his katana, and in a red glimmer of light, he teleported away. Kiva stood slowly and demorphed. Shinzo stood there, and his body felt bruised. He's a tough one, huh? Komori muttered. Yeah, he is, Shinzo replied. The duo headed home, climbed into bed, and slept off his injuries. Shinzo walked into the kitchen the next morning to find Penny, Sean, and Komori all talking. How are you, son? Sean asked. I felt better, Shinzo said under his breath. It's okay, we'll get him next time, Penny smiled sympathetically. Sorry, Princess, I ruined the first week of school, Shinzo sighed. No, it's okay, Penny said. I was thinking maybe we could start training. I can move some things in the basement, make a little training area for you, Sean suggested. Actually, that sounds pretty good, Shinzo nodded. I'll do whatever I can, Kimori chirped up. He perched himself on the kitchen counter. Thanks, guys, Shinzo said. Penny and Shinzo headed into the school. I'll see you later, okay? Shinzo nodded. Okay, Penny grinned. Then they went their separate ways. Penny reluctantly walked into art class and found the girls gossiping about the new substitute teacher. What's going on? Penny asked. Mr. Fang left yesterday. Just up and left. We've got a new substitute teacher now. Until our actual teacher comes back, one of the girls said sadly. Penny frowned as she sat down. She was confused and started drawing in her book, waiting for lunch bell to ring so she can go tell Shinzo. In the land without time and space, Takashi sat there watching Universe 19 with a small grin on his face. William walked over and kicked him in the leg. Ow, what gives? Takashi rubbed his leg. Why you just sat there? Don't you have other Kamen Riders to deal with? William snapped. Soon, yes, Takashi sighed. You haven't left the dimension at all, William snapped. It's a little easier to make Kamen Riders than a whole team of Power Rangers, you know, Takashi moaned. Whatever, stop watching my portal monsters, okay? William told him. Whatever, man, Takashi muttered. He then got up and with a small hop he landed on his own rock platform. He walked over to the box of Kamen Rider belts and opened it and picked up a belt and then started planning his next rider. He chose Universe 113 as his next playground. Takashi started making notes. He also picked Universe 35. And made notes for that one as well. He picked up a lock with an orange symbol on it with a small grin. He then placed it next to the belt on his table and started making a bullet point plan of everything he needed to do to make the next Kamen Rider. And there you have it, guys. Kamen Rider Kiva. Chapter 2. If you enjoy this adaptation, then please don't forget to subscribe to the Tiger Tales YouTube channel and follow the Power Rangers Universe 19 podcast. This is association with the author of Power Rangers Universe 19, that being Cosplay 2637, so make sure you go follow him. We are part of the 3 Ranger Bro studios, the 3rd Ranger Bro being Mark the Red Cornish Ranger, so make sure you go check him and his podcast, Notes for Comics. We're on association with Zero to Hero, so make sure you follow them, and of course, go say hi. Thank you all for watching, and that being said, I shall see you guys really soon.